I'm going to look at Hamilton as not a rap musical. What makes you think that?
So Hamilton isn't a rap musical because it's rather a fusion of other musicals, because it does use a rap vocal line or lyric line, if you like to call it that, in some places. However, it also does use a few characteristics of rap, so there is rap music in the musical. However, it's also a fusion of other musicals in there, so it's not a sole rap musical because it uses musical theatre, rock, and some other ones, but they're the two I'm focusing on that are infused with it the most. So it's not just rap, it's rather a fusion or a hybrid of different musical ideas based into one, which is kind of the whole idea of musical theatre, because musical theatre is many different styles brought into one often. So yeah, that's right.
Have you got an example to show us that can give that back up your argument?
So I do have a example. It's called Slim Shady, or The Real Slim Shady by Eminem, and it's of modern rap. And so just listening into it, there's melodic synthesized piano line, which plays the same thing. It goes dun 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 dun, and it comes back down. So that goes continually through that. So there's not a lot of difference in that. So it's very the same. It all played the same, and it has the drum beat, which is just all goes in.
How's this linking to Hamilton?
So this is just showing you what actual rap music is compared to the rap music. So it's just showing you the differentiation between what rap music is and what Hamilton has. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to play this one for you.
White person before, jaws all on the floor, damn, the economy just burst to the door. We started whooping her ass first and before, they first were divorced, sewing her over furniture. It's the return of the, oh wait, no wait, you're kidding. He didn't just say, but I think he did, did he? And Dr. Dre say, nothing you idiots, Dr. Dre's dead, he's locked in my basement. Women love giving them, chicka, slim, shady, I'm singing.
So again, you can hear the synthesized piano playing the melodic ostinato, and you have your heavy drum bit in there, which is playing every phrase, and it's thin. There's not a lot of texture. It's more so rap is there to convey a concept or an idea. It's not so much there for enjoyed listening or anything. It's more to get a point across. It's the rhythm and poetry of that. Hamilton uses that concept idea, except of conveying an idea or theme. It's using the musical theatre main concept of telling a story and inviting you into that. So I'm just going to play for you. It's called Guns and Ships. It's called Guns and Ships, and this relates to the rock concept as well, because it has the 4/4 and it has the heavy drum beat that rock has in that. And so just listening for those things, you'll hear that.
Who's unafraid to step in? He's constantly confusing, confounding the British instrument. Everyone give it up for America's favorite Michael Bridgman! I'm bringing this horse by the face like a red cloak, feather with blood stains. I never remember that until I never drop up and I'm up and down on my names out. Watch me engaging them, escaping them, and blanking them out. I know the plans for more fun. I talk back before guns on ships, and so the balance shifts. We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts. We can end this war in Yorktown.
So you can clearly hear there are three sort of transitions in that one bit of 30 seconds, and there's your heavy drum beat, and it moves into the more musical theatre sort of side of it, where it's the singing, where you actually hear the singing, and the rap there, it's there telling the story. It's punchy, it's there. However, the instruments under it have more of a rock feel and vibe. You have the heavy drum beat, it's in 4/4. So yeah, so that's really.
So aren't those instruments used in rap as well?
They are used in rap. However, the way they're played, so the tone color of these drums is more related to a kind of rock feel, because the drum beats in rap tend to be just punchy and intentional, and every couple of phrases. So they'll sing a phrase and then dun 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 dun. Whereas this has it's keeping the time. It's an actual physical feature of it rather than a flair or so what. Hamilton also has the rap quality with the little sound effects. You can hear the what is it called, the panel board, the scratch discs. You can hear those quite clearly. It also has gunshots, and that relates to rap. They have the little sound effects like and all that kind of stuff. So that relates back. It is rap, but it's more so a fusion of other styles into that.
So what other characteristics in the music theatre are in that excerpt?
So singing obviously is musical theatre. Storytelling is very musical theatre styled. It's quite big and big in the sense that it's a pit orchestra, and so you can really hear the different instruments being played. So you can hear the piano, you can hear the bass, you can hear the drums, you can hear those things. Whereas rap, it's not a lot of instruments are actually taken into the studio and played. It's more synthesized, it's put through something. You can quite clearly tell that it's not a natural sounding instrument, whereas in musical theatre, a lot of it is pit because obviously like their jobs and stuff like that, so you can really hear that and connect with that in that sense. So moving forward, so the next one that's really related to musical theatre is The Farmer's Refuge, and it's the main thing I want you to hear in this is the polyphonic, the polyphonic voices in it, whereas they're both speaking, they're having that conversation, they're talking over each other. However, in this excerpt, the rapper is the one telling the story, whereas the singer is the one conveying the concept. So Lin-Manuel's used that to switch up the thing, whereas rap is normally the concept, singing is normally. He's actually switched that, and I guess it's kind of like a bit of irony in that sense. Yeah, so really listen for that. In this, the harpsichord plays broken chords, whereas the singer is singing those long notes. So again, it's starting to fill up with that texture, and also strings come in. So we're gonna listen to that one. Sorry, pardon me. Here we go.
Pray the King shows you his mercy. For shame, for shame. Yeah, heed not your malevolent, the sound of screams, but the revolution's coming. Have not your wind, just act hard. Listen to you with a straight face. Chaos and bloodshed already lost. A solution and even talk. And what if I'm lost and you are just lost and all that we've lost and you talk? Yes, Congress does not speak like dogs.
So also in this, you have a little, in the middle of when they're rapping stuff, there are little pauses where he's still singing the rapping stuff. You have the picking of the strings, so you can really hear the dun dun. And so that's also going a step further. It's kind of adding a baroque sort of a feel to this piece. That step further with the harpsichords and the strings, and adding that. This piece is adding yet another flair of a different musical style and genre into that.
So why do they use the baroque feel?
Because at this point in the musical, it relates to the real time period, because this is set in like 8th centuries, normal stuff like that. But it's really trying to convey that. It also really works for that rap overline as well. It works in harmony, being that they're having that conversation. That's the long drawn out notes, and the short rapping, because the duration of that is quite short and quick. It kind of adds that density to the musical texture, and it fills that up, and it brings that real big sound to it, and it kind of just works together and gels in that sense.
So what's the rhythmic effect happening in that?
So the rhythmic effect is really created. I'm pretty sure by the student in that plucking. I think that's what's keeping them in time, but also I guess at the same time the rap music is kind of that, it's going with that sort of time, like as in they're moving together in that sense. So also relating to that is, I'm not going to pronounce it, I think it's Fugue of Tin Horns.
So you got a minute.
I've got a minute. Fugue of Tin Horns, which I won't play for you, but again, that's a common musical theatre example of polyphonic, where the three male voices are continuing to sing. So then again, it links back to other musical theatre pieces and concepts. So the last one I'm going to play you is Non-Stop, and this is probably the biggest piece where it kind of combines the rock, the musical theatre, the rap, and so in this one it's really, I've put the notes there so you can just look at those and listen to that. Here we are.
Right now, the skin's eagerly. Look around, isn't this enough? You wanna be satisfied. You want to be satisfied,
lot of different transitions in that.
That's right, wrap it up. Yep.
So there were a lot of different transitions. Obviously, there was the singing and moving together. That was very, it also got very fast. So texture built in that piece, so it made it really big, really bold. It's a very big musical number, which is quite prominent in musical theatre. It's telling a story. It's a big moment. It's a transitional thing, and that's
Thank you.
Welcome.